Good afternoon, Navy. How you doing?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
On the hottest day of the year, I know you're struggling where you are. It's
I am.
sweltering, isn't it?
It is.
It's not like the Caribbean, Dominica, where you're from, which has all the sea breeze
And the
filtering through and the
rivers,
river. Yeah, exactly,
waterfalls, yes. Oh,
exactly.
oh,
Well, it's like I fed, as they say,
I love
over
it.
here. Yeah, so that's all we know. Anyway, really Dominican you meet over here, they say, Saka fed. You say,
I
boy,
love it.
and that's it. It's finished right there. How are you, young lady?
I'm great. I'm doing great. There is a possibility of going home in a couple weeks because we were stuck here for the lockdown.
That's
Um,
right.
so I'm really happy of just being back in the Caribbean. I won't be able to go to Dominica, but Barbados is now open, so we're gonna head back.
Well, I'll talk to you about that off the camera. There's a few ways you can sneak into Dominica right now.
Hey, all right then.
Your music. You know, I first, encountered it when I was shown Taste of Pluto. I knew nothing about them. Ran the rhythm. I was like, oh my gosh, this collective, they're different, isn't it? They got their own thing, and I like that you're a collective. And then I got hit by a PR saying that you had your own project coming.
Yes.
So I was like, listen, let's have a chat. Let's talk about what's what. The track out at the moment, which everybody's, kind of feeling is Scorpio's Letter.
Yes.
That's you part of Taste of Pluto. 3 people in that group. Talk about that track. Are you surprised the way it's been received?
I am surprised. We knew that we would have, I wouldn't call it a slow start, but we knew we had to build because we were virtually unknown, and the response is really great. We're getting a lot of fan mail from all over the world. There are people speaking to me in languages I don't understand. I'm on Google Translate every day saying thank you. We're really happy with how the song is going. For sure, it's our biggest song yet.
How did it come together? Was it just was it natural?
It was actually a letter that was written to me. That's why we named it the Scorpio's Letter.
The truth.
Love letter.
Who wrote it?
Well, a Scorpio for sure. And my 2 boys were like, "Oh, what does it say in there?" So we dived in and we're like, I'm like, this could be a song. Headed to the booth, recorded pop air, and I was like, don't touch it anymore. It's perfect, and that was it. We had a song.
It is perfect, and I tell you what, your vocals are really complementary to the beat and the rhythm that it's sitting on. But I've listened to other music, and so I wouldn't just confine it to that one song. You've got a nice sound, which I find very pleasant to have playing in the background. And there's this I guess thing where everybody sounds the same after a while, but I can kind of pick your voice from the rest, which is unique or a great trait to have. Yeah. I mean, how did that come about? When did you first start singing? How did you get in the game, Navy?
I have always been singing, just that I've always been singing at home. I used to sing in my bathroom all the time. I was very, very shy. I'm still a very private person. I think my first public performance, quote unquote public, was in high school when I did, I think, a morning prayer song or something. And I remember being back at home, rapping with my brothers. We used to be on the front porch just digging music because we were really into Biggie and Tupac and Lil Kim, Foxy Brown back then. And I remember this complete stranger walking up to me and he's like, yo, you can sing, you can rap, you better make something out of this. So that's when I really started believing. I went to studios back home. So being in between the 2 French islands of Martinique and Guadeloupe, I also ventured into their music as well. I did a lot of live performances back then. Music has always been a part of my life, really.
And what kind of musical influences have inspired you along the way?
For sure, I always say Stevie, because Stevie to me is the greatest when it comes to what he does with his voice. The man is insane. I love me some Aretha, some Anita Baker, some Aretha Franklin. Heading over to the Caribbean, I'm a big Tanya Stephens fan. Beanie Man, I would love to feature Beanie Man. Shabba Ranks, all the old school dancehall reggae. Quite surprisingly, I looked at VH1 a lot. So Oasis, Train, Paramore, Alanis Morissette. I'm all over the place when it comes to musical influences. I love almost everything.
When did you guys meet, Taste of Pluto, as a group?
We met a little over a year ago, and we solidified our position as a collective at a writing camp in Barbados last year, where we really felt our chemistry and we were like, hey, we're all Sagittarians. very easy in the booth. We write together, we record together. We've lived together for quite a while, so that was it.
So what brought you to the UK? Was it a tour? Was it visiting family? How did you get stuck here?
Well, I'm signed to Pretty Boy Worldwide out of Barbados, and this is where we come to have meetings with labels and with fashion people, interviews to just bring our music out there. So we came in February, and then we were supposed to leave in early May, and well, that was a no-no. But a lot of good came out of it because that's where I did my 2 solo projects. Taste of Pluto did another project, and the 2 members of Taste of Pluto, Marvin and Tyler, did their solo projects. So we're fine.
I might like to talk about any of the music I've heard already. I'll tell you what, I won't. I won't, because that's a no without saying it. I like one of them though, I really do. So talk to me about what you're trying to pull together for the EP, which is coming.
Basically, the EP was songs that I grew up listening to, songs that I like, songs that I love, songs that I still have on my playlist, which are considered old school, merging that with what it is I have the urge to do today, what it is I want today's listener, today's 15, 16, 20, 25-year-olds to connect with. It was also life stories, past relationships and experiences and dreams and all of that just put into this big pot of creativity, along with my style. For example, I switch in between Caribbean and rap and all the other types of music that I like. And what is placed on, we have a lot of soul and R&B influence, a lot of remixes and pulling stuff from the 60s and the 50s from our favorite artists and just putting it into this song that you hear today.
I haven't heard you talk about any Dominica music yet. So let's go into the motherland. Let's talk about how growing up in that environment has shaped your sound. Because obviously, I guess being such a small island, for those who don't know, it's a very small island, a nature island, Dominica. 365 rivers, although I haven't counted. Have you? Maybe.
It's 365.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah. So for every river, for every beach that Antigua has, we have a river.
We have a river, yes.
That's right. So what was that like? And how has it inspired your music and and the way that you think now? Because I can imagine the world that you've seen and traveled is a world away from, the Dominica. I say I can imagine, I know it is because I've been there many a time. I want to talk about how that influence at the beginning has shaped who you are now.
Well, like you said, it's a small island, and growing up, it was a lot of radio, a lot of TV as well, but listening to the radio, you would hear almost every genre of music being played. My dad, who is a music fanatic, we would look at VH1 every Sunday. We would look at the Divas concert on VCR, which was like Shania Twain, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. So I had a lot of music being thrown at me from different directions. My brother was into a lot of Biggie and Tupac and stuff like that. And I had my own personal taste in music that I listened to as well. So being exposed to that, I was able to choose what I liked and what I didn't. And also being in Dominica, you're going to hear local genres of cadence music and cadaslypso and bouillon. So I just had everything. I used to play in a band back home where I would perform that type of music all the time. I sing in Creole and French all the time. So on one of my projects, there's actually a song where the chorus and the intro is in Creole. I'm really excited for that one. So I just pulled everything. I took everything, the culture, the way that I speak, my accent, my experiences, my people or way of living. Everything is in there. Everything is in my project. I'm carrying home with me everywhere that I go.
I love that. Talk about how the island has recovered from your own perspective since Maria, because that was devastating.
Maria was something else, and I wasn't home for Maria. I actually used to work on a cruise ship back then, so it was me looking at my island in the most terrifying pictures and having news reporters being like, "Oh my God, no one survived." I'm like, "What are y'all talking about? What do you mean no one survived?" I was terrified, and I really wish recovery could have been a lot faster, but we're a small independent country. I think the thing that I can say the most about my country is our people are resilient. Oh, our people don't care, yo. They are going to make the most of whatever they have. Like, for example, during the storm, my mom housed 25 people because houses were destroyed in the neighborhood. And I'm like, "Mom, how are you living?" And she's like, "Everyone's doing their part. Some people go for water. Some people go for food. Some people go fishing." It was like just hearing that community spirit in all of that chaos was something that kept me alive with hope in terms of infrastructure and stuff. People are slowly rebuilding. But the spirit of Dominicans was probably broken for a few minutes, but they're back. Yeah.
Yeah, no. In all the years, I mean, Dominica is not new to hurricane. In all the years that I've known hurricane to hit Dominica,
yeah,
that one touched me in a different kind of way. I mean, if I'll show you the house that we stay in when we're there, and you know, I've never seen it lose its roof.
It got battered. Insane, isn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. So, like you said, the people there are resilient. And I hope that things are brighter for them in the future, and there isn't another hurricane like that. Have they supported you though, Navy? Do they know about you?
They know me as a totally different artist. I had a career before this one where I sang in French and Creole in all of the French territories. So they knew me as Mel. My real name is Melinda, so they knew me as Mel. This, me being Navy and being part of Taste of Pluto and this type of music is completely new to them, but they're following. I get messages every day and people say, don't worry, whatever you do, we're with you because you've been trying for some time and we're happy to see you elevating each time that you go higher. We're with you, we're with you. They keep asking me if I'm going to perform at the Creole Festival, well, whenever it's back on, because I did it in 2019. The support is there. I mean, Dominicans will always love Bouillon music over everything else, but they're there. You're smiling.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I just wanted to know that the love was there, and it's interesting to hear about your primary career before this one. But sounds like you've had a few different things that you've been doing, and that's typical Dominicans, multifunctional.
Yeah.
Good luck to the rebirth, the new career, moving forward, and everything that's coming your way. And if you need to get hold of The Voice for support, just reach out. I'm sure that we'll be back to praise some of your music, and when that EP drops, I know there's going to be a lot more noise around you and Taste of Pluto. So good luck with all of that. All right,
thank you so much. All right.